The reason why it's important that you carefully choose a tax preparer is because of the type of work that I do. I specialize in helping people resolve back tax issues such as negotiating settlements with the IRS, preparing those 2 to 6 years of unfiled returns in a manner that lessens the blow once the IRS receives them, addressing those nasty letters that people get from the IRS. I stop bank levies and wage garnishments, so things like that. With that being said, when people come to me for that back tax help or tax relief, one of the first conversations we have is about how the problem started in the first place. How did you end up in tax trouble? So very often the story starts with 3 words: my tax preparer. And then they go into the reasons like the preparer didn't file the proper tax return, or they made a mistake and didn't know how to correct it, or they said they gave the tax preparer certain information or a little bit of information, and then next thing you know, they had a business or whatever the case may be. I even hear stories where people will come in and say, my tax preparer's office got shut down by the IRS, or my tax preparer went to prison. And guys, it's really a serious situation because I hear that at least 2 or 3 times a month. So the problem with most of the answers that I get, regardless to what your tax preparer does or does not do, at the end of the day, you are responsible for whatever information is placed on your tax return. Now, the IRS is going to come after you first, not the preparer. Sometimes they come after the preparer, i.e. when they go to prison or when their businesses are shut down. But you are still ultimately responsible for what's on your tax return. So this is why you should choose a tax return professional wisely. Now, let me just give you a little side note just to say that we are all humans, right? Everyone can make a mistake on a tax return. And I'm not talking about those professionals. I'm not talking about the honest tax return preparers that's putting out quality work, giving you great education on your taxes, right? I'm not talking about them because mistakes can happen, right? I'm talking about the deliberate ones. I'm talking about those that have no regard for your tax return or anyone else's tax return for that matter. I'm talking about the ones that are trying to get you the maximum refund by any means necessary and end up messing up your tax return, causing you to owe money to the IRS, causing you to get nasty letters from the IRS and state, okay? Those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bad actors that will steal your identity, steal your social security number, your banking information, have some of a refund that's not even owed to you come into their bank account, and then you're getting some. I'm talking about those that will give you one tax return with one number on it, but they file a different tax return. And then you end up coming to someone like me to straighten the mess out. Those are the ones that I am wanting you to steer clear of.